Dust swirled like golden ghosts under the relentless Texas sun as Rosa Martinez rode her chestnut mare, Luna, across the endless plains of the Lone Star Ranch. At 58 years old, Rosa was the iron-willed matriarch of 5,000 acres near San Saba, Texas, land her grandfather had claimed in the 1920s, passed down through sweat, storms, and sheer grit. The ranch wasn't just property. It was her blood, her legacy. Every fence post, every grazing steer, whispered stories of survival. Rosa adjusted her wide-brimmed Stetson, her weathered hands gripping the reins. Her silver-streaked black hair was tied back, and her jeans bore the scars of 1,000 cattle drives. Beside her rode her son, Jake, 32, tall and broad-shouldered like his late father, with the same easy smile that could charm a wild Mustang. Jake was the foreman now, his wife Lila the ranch's veterinarian, a city girl from Austin who'd won them over with her skill and beauty 5 years ago. "Ma, those Angus heifers are looking prime for the Jordan cattle auction next week," Jake hollered over the wind. "Daddy would have been proud." Rosa smiled faintly. Her husband, Tomas, had died 2 years back from a heart attack during a branding. "He would, mijo, but we gotta watch the vet bills. Lila's been spending a fortune on them fancy meds." Lila, 28, with sun-kissed blonde hair and a figure-hugging flannel shirt, laughed from her truck below. "It's for the herd's health, Rosa. Trust me, it'll pay off." Rosa nodded, but something gnawed at her. Lila had changed. Late nights at the clinic, secretive phone calls, and Hank, Rosa's 60-year-old brother-in-law, Tomas's younger sibling who lived in the old bunkhouse, had been lingering around Lila too much. Hank, with his grizzled beard and perpetual flask of whiskey, had always been the black sheep, jealous of Tomas's success. That evening, as the sun dipped behind the mesquite trees, Rosa sat on the ranch house porch, sipping black coffee. The screen door creaked, and Hank stumbled out, reeking of bourbon. "Evening, Rosa. Jake and Lila heading to town?" he slurred. "Clinic emergency," she replied curtly. "Why?" Hank shrugged. "Just wondering." He winked and sauntered off. Rosa's gut twisted. She waited till midnight, then slipped into Hank's truck. In the glove box, a crumpled receipt from a San Saba motel, dated last night. Party of 2, and a tube of saddle soap, half-used, sticky residue. Hank's saddle was always spotless. He cleaned it obsessively before rides. Her blood ran cold. Tomas and she hadn't been intimate in years. But this? No, this was betrayal. The next morning, Rosa drove to Mason, 30 miles away, and hired Tex, a grizzled PI from the local feed store. "Follow Hank and Lila. Discreet." Tex nodded. "Ranch folk betrayals hit hard, ma'am." By noon, photos flooded her phone. Hank and Lila at the San Saba Motor Inn, arms entwined. Then, worse, trail cam footage from the back pasture showed them in Hank's truck bed, passionate under the stars. But the real knife, a folder in Hank's bunkhouse, Rosa had a key. Fake deeds, forged signatures making Hank and Lila joint owners of the ranch. They'd bribed a crooked notary in town, a recorded convo on a hidden mic. "That old hag Rosa's getting slow," Lila purred. "Once we sign at the auction, the ranch is ours," Hank growled. "Jake's too soft. He'll fold." Rosa's hands shook. The Jordan cattle auction wasn't just sales. It was where big buyers from Dallas and Fort Worth came. They'd planned to sell prime lots covertly, using the deeds to claim ownership mid-auction. Rage boiled into resolve. Rosa hit the hardware store. Industrial epoxy adhesive, clear, mixes perfectly with saddle soap. "For repairs," she lied. That night, as Hank snored, Rosa snuck into the tack room. His prized saddle, hand-tooled leather, his pride, sat gleaming. She unscrewed the saddle soap tube, drained it, filled with epoxy. Shook it smooth. Perfect match. Auction day dawned fiery red. Trucks rumbled into Jordan cattle auction barns, pens overflowing with bawling steers, auctioneers' chants echoing like gospel. Rosa wore her best boots, Jake at her side. Lila fluttered around, checking herd health. Hank, boasting to buyers, saddles shining like new. Hank slapped his prize on display near the pens. Rosa smirked inwardly. The big sale. 200 Angus head. 500K potential. As chaos peaked, cowboys wrangling, bids flying, Hank mounted for a demo ride in the outdoor ring. Show off his skill to seal a side deal. He smeared soap on the leather seat, wiped it glossy, mounted up. Rode once? Fine. Buyers cheered. Then disaster. Hank dismounted for photos and froze. His jeans fused to the saddle. He yanked. Nothing. Panic set in. "Get off, you fool," a cowboy laughed. Hank thrashed, saddle ripping free from the horse, but glued to his ass. He hopped like a rodeo clown, glued, saddle flapping. Crowd roared. Phones out, viral in seconds. Rosa pulled the smoke trap. A hidden flare in the hay bale ignited remote app. Thick black smoke billowed. Fire, screams. Enter the San Saba Volunteer Fire Department, led by Jake, the fire chief. Jake burst in. "Dad? Lila? What the f—" There, Hank, saddle stuck, pants half down exposing superglue horror. Lila rushed to help, slipped in hay, face planted into the glued mess. Nigh both stuck together, writhing in humiliation. Firefighters hosed them down. Soap and water, useless on epoxy. Crowds gawked. Auction halted. Videos exploded. Hashtag ranch romp, hashtag glued cowboy. Rosa stepped forward, deeds in hand. Sheriff, forgery. Notary arrested on site. Deeds invalidated. Hospital. Hank and Lila separated with solvents. Skin red and raw. Jake divorced Lila on site. "Ma, how'd you know?" "Intuition, mijo, and evidence." Hank begged. "Rosa, family, you're dead to us," she spat. Auction resumed. Rosa sold high, kept ranch. Neighborhood hailed her queen of the plains. Months later, Lone Star thrived. Women led. Jake and Rosa branded calves at sunset. "You saved us, Ma." Rosa smiled. "Family first, always."